A very good afternoon and welcome along to this, historic Grand Prix, the first ever virtual MotoGP race held in everybody's living room, across the world. We've got people coming from Andorra, Spain, Italy, all to join in the very first hashtag #StayAtHomeGP, the first bragging rights, the first honours of the year, the first bit of track action in MotoGP. We've got 10 MotoGP stars forming the grid, 13 world titles, 165 Grand Prix victories between them. So it's quite the field that we're going to have at Mugello. 6 laps for them to contest the opening honours. And let's have a word with all of them. Starting with the world champion, Marc Marquez. Marc, normally you go into most races as one of the favourites, but apparently you've only had the game a couple of days. You've not had that much pre-season testing. How confident are you feeling going into it?
Normally the confidence are pretty high, but in this race, in this case, are not quite high. So I already know that I will be behind one rider, that is my brother, because he's faster than me. But the rest we will see on the race.
Now, normally we should ask you about your shoulder as well. Controlling the game pads as soon as you get into it in the last laps, is that shoulder going to be a problem at all?
Maybe the fingers can be. No, apart of that, the shoulder is coming better, so I'm ready to.
He's ready to fight for the victory. Well, he says he's going to fight with his brother, Alex. Alex, nerves, I'm sure, are quite high ahead of your debut in MotoGP. Are you ready?
First race in MotoGP and it's the first session, so better than nothing. But yeah, looking forward to join a little bit with our college and our mates, and that's it. Have fun a little bit, and also have fun for the people that home.
Are you the favourite, as your brother says?
No. I think more than everybody say that not playing so much, but they know that Pecco, Fabio, Maverick play a lot, so will be a tough thing.
So there's some mind games going on. Pecco, your name has cropped up quite a few times as one of the favourites. Even Valentino said, a part of the Riders Academy, that you're the best. Do you feel that you're the favourite going into this race?
I don't know, because yesterday I tried some races in the online, and I crashed a lot. So let's see. But at the moment, I think that can be a nice race for sure, a nice qualifying also.
Fabio, we'll just have a quick chat with you now. Let's just take a look at your gamepad first, because I'm not sure whether you got a little bit of an advantage. What's going on there with that?
This is for Fortnite. For MotoGP is okay. Just with this one is not too bad. So let's see what we can do. But it's a normal controller just for Call of Duty or Fortnite.
Okay, we thought we'd better double check just in case after the race there was no appeals going in to make sure that you stripped to the victory by using a slightly dodgy controller. So we'll let you go with that one. Maverick, you've been mentioned as well as one of the pre-race favourites. How much practice have you been getting in?
Well, actually, since I knew it will be the race in Mugello, I play on the night. I'm still awake from the night. But anyway, there is many riders that are fast. We will see. I'm not used to playing MotoGP. I used to play more on war games. But it will be interesting. Very fun to do something when we are here.
Let's speak to the two X-Star Suzuki guys. Now starting with you, Alex. I can see just to your right-hand side, you've got a little bit of accompaniment, a little bit of support from one of your dogs. Is he going to be there for the whole race? Hopefully bringing you a bit of luck.
Yeah, they are ready too. I'm a bit nervous because I'm not get used to it to play to MotoGP. I'm playing more to Gran Turismo. But anyway, let's enjoy this race as Alex Marquez said, for the rest of the people that they are in home for this COVID-19. So let's enjoy.
And Joan, you're going to be his teammate throughout the race as well. Are there any team orders? Has Davide picked up the phone and told you guys just to be sensible out there, or team orders out of the window for this one?
There's no team orders. Yeah, it's a bit strange to make a race here at home, and let's have fun, and let's the people have fun with us too.
And let's speak to one of the youngest guys on the riders, youngest riders on the grid, Tech2 KTM's Ika Lecuona. Ika, having that slightly younger age compared to the other guys, is that going to be an advantage? Normally it's being inexperienced on the MotoGP grid is a bit of a disadvantage, but the fact that you've grown up with a console in your hands, is that going to help you?
I don't know. It's true in the 2018 I play a lot, but normally I play more in the computer like Counter or Call of Duty. So long time I don't play MotoGP. I try yesterday night and this morning before I start, but we'll see. For sure, it's enjoy. So we'll see what happens.
And Miguel, what are the tactics going into it? You've only got 5 minutes worth of qualifying, then 6 laps as well. So it's going to be really fast, lots of action. Are there any tactics going into it?
No, not really. I watched the eSports races last year, and the races were quite nice to watch. So I hope this one is one of them also. As you could see, I struggle a little bit this technology, but definitely easier to ride the bike on the track than on the PlayStation.
And finally, Aleix, we've seen you on Instagram and social media, always on your bike every day. Fitness is as good as ever. How's that going to help you in this?
I don't think this was gonna help me. Believe me that I played this game half an hour yesterday night, trying to prepare everything for today. I have no more time because I'm always cycling in the turbo trainer with my kids, so they are too young. They have advantage, but I will try to catch them up.
Well, let's see how you get on, Aleix. Well, thank you very much to all of you. Best of luck as well. As I say, it's going to be 5 minutes worth of qualifying, only 2 or 3 flying laps for these guys to set the grid, and then a 6-lap race for the opening honours of 2020. Remember, you can get in touch on social media as well throughout all of the events coming up over the next half an hour. So use the hashtag StayAtHomeGP. So let's get set for the first virtual MotoGP race of 2020. There's history to be made.
Go.
All good?
Go.
So I'll be on mute from now on, and I'll speak to you all after the race. So good luck. Speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to be on mute for the 10 MotoGP riders that are about to go to battle. And I've made the fairly glamorous trip from the presenting studio to the commentary box here in my flat in Barcelona, otherwise known as the short walk from my kitchen to my bedroom, to offer you some live commentary of the first ever hashtag StayAtHomeGP. Up first, we've got 5 minutes worth of qualifying from the iconic Mugello circuit, otherwise known, well, probably as 2 or 3 flying laps within that 5 minutes, so not a lot of time to try and put a good lap together to get a good spot on the grid ahead of the 6-lap race coming up in about 5 or so minutes time. Just a little bit of insider information for you before we went live, just to make sure everybody was connected up properly and that everyone's internet was working fine. We do have a cheeky little free practice session. Pecco Bagnaia was fastest in, so let's see if the Pramac racing rider will be able to match that form and that pace once again in this qualifying session. There he is on board with right now, the Pramac racing rider, the only Ducati on the grid, the only Italian on the grid at his home race as well, so quite a bit of pressure on his shoulders for the MotoGP sophomore as he makes his way down into turn 1. We've got our first faller in Aleix Espargaro, already crashed out, and I don't think he's even started his first flying lap yet, so not exactly a great start for the Aprilia rider. Here comes Alex Marquez, is it? I believe it is, yeah, the number 73 of Alex Marquez. In fact, no, it's his older brother, Marc Marquez, making his way on his first flying lap. Here's Maverick Viñales. Already talking to each other there, with Alex Rins just asking if there's going to be any long lap penalties for the race, with Marc Marquez immediately saying no, there's not going to be. Alex Rins replied, "We've got it, boss. And then Aleix saying if there are any penalties, then Mark wouldn't finish the race. So already the mind games are at it between each other, already having digs at each other. Oh, there's a big crash for Pecco. So that flying lap won't count for this one. We're now on board with Fabio Quartararo, the only Petronas Yamaha SRT out there. There he is flicking right now, the double apex right-hander. Mugello's such a super fast and flowing circuit. So important that you try and string a good lap together. One mistake will throw it away here. Here's one of the two X-Star Suzuki guys. Oh, Alex Marquez has gone down now as well. I believe we're on board here with the number 42 of Alex Rins, who's in the top right-hand corner of your screen at the moment. Out to the final corner. It looks as though the X-Star Suzuki rider is going to be the first man to post a lap time in this 5-minute qualifying session. How good is it? It's not a bad lap from Alex Rins. And I'm sure that will be beaten, and it has done straight away. A 144.9 from Maverick Vinales. Takes top spot as Maverick on the brakes into the first corner, straight into the back of Joan Mir. I think that's going to be a sign of things to come. Here comes Fabio Quartararo now over the line. Where will Fabio go? He goes fastest. A 144.2 from Fabio. A super lap from the young Frenchman. He's almost 0.7 of a second quicker already after just his first flying lap. Well, we're pretty used to seeing that on a MotoGP race on a Saturday. Fabio Quartararo banging in the fast laps and taking pole position. Here's Aleix Espargaro then on board the Aprilia. He's not particularly confident going into this one. Joan Mir there, you might have heard just saying that Maverick Vinales, muy rapido, very fast is Maverick, according to Joan Mir. He's probably just caught him by surprise. Maverick saying he's not had that much practice going into this one, but he's already setting some good lap times out there. Second quickest at the moment is Maverick, and read through that second sector as well. Looks like he's improving. Another man that's improving is Pecco Bagnaia here. Didn't set a lap time on his first flying lap after a crash, but this time around he's gone red in sector 2 and 3. Is it good enough for pole position? No, good enough for second. But he's only a fraction away from Fabio Quartararo, less than a 1/10 of a second adrift of pole position is the Italian. And now on board with the number 93, the world champion Marc Marquez, on an improving lap time. Doesn't look like it's going to challenge for pole position. Maverick Vinales goes faster once again there, just to try and hold on to that front row start. Here comes Marc Marquez then out to the final corner. Is this going to be good enough for a front row start? He's got just under 1.5 seconds to find if he wants to jump onto the front row, and he finds just half a second, so he remains in 4th place. Here's Alex Marquez, according to Mark, faster than himself. Obviously younger of the two brothers, so I'm not sure whether that's an advantage in the virtual race. Normally having a little bit more experience helps, but it seems like the kids are going a little bit faster so far in this first hashtag Stay At Home GP. Here's Fabio Quartararo then, red in the first sector. Just waiting for him to come through the second sector. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him in Joan Mir, who closes the door, and the pair have contact there, and that's definitely going to affect this flying lap from Fabio Quartararo. Again, Joan Mir in the way there. You can see Mir on the bottom of your screen. He's properly getting into this one. Head's going to the left and then to the right, with the controller going with him as well. Fantastic to see Mir well and truly into this hashtag Stay At Home GP already. It's the pair of them into the final sector now. Let's just see how good they get on through here. That's Maverick there, not particularly happy with his final flying lap. Iker Lecuona's crashed out. It looks like the young KTM rider is going to hold on to a second row start, although Alex Rins is on a good lap, as is his teammate Miguel Oliveira as well. But let's stay with Fabio Quartararo across the line. It's going to be pole position for the Frenchman. Does he go quicker? Yes, he does. Even faster from the Petronas Yamaha man. Nearly 1/4 of a second quicker than Pecco Bagnaia. So it will be the Frenchman Fabio Quartararo to start this very first virtual MotoGP race from pole position. What a great lap from Fabio Quartararo. He's going to be joined on the front row by an Italian on an Italian bike. So a good start for Pecco Bagnaia. And there's another Yamaha on the front row as well. Maverick Vinales on the factory machine starting from third on the grid. You can hear the pair of them joking between each other now. Maverick just saying then that he's been working on the race pace, he said. And that was Alex Rins there, just congratulating his teammate Joan Mir, saying great teamwork between the pair of them. They've qualified 7th and 8th. They're only separated by 10th of a second as well, so not a lot between the two Suzuki riders at the moment. So here we go then. This is the grid for the very first hashtag Stay at Home GP. It'll be Fabio Quartararo on pole position, joined on the front row by Pecco Bagnaia and Maverick Viñales. Alex Marquez and Marc Marquez side by side on row 2, and joined by Iker Lecuona, with Alex Rins, Joan Mir and Miguel Oliveira on row 3 of the grid. And the 10th rider starting from row number 4 will be the Aprilia of Aleix Espargaro.
Va, vamos allá. El diablo. ¿Cómo va?
La primera vuelta con safety car.
Here we go, the very first MotoGP Virtual Race is underway at Mugello, and it's a good start from Fabio Quartararo from pole position, but here comes Maverick Viñales on the factory Yamaha. What a start from Viñales, but here comes Quartararo and Alex Marquez trying to get under the inside. It's going to be Alex Marquez to take the lead. There's Quartararo, tucks the front and takes out his teammate for next year, Maverick Viñales. The two Yamahas come together at the first corner, and it's Alex Marquez that gets away at the front, joined by Pecco Bagnaia, who looks to go under the inside. No way through for him there. That's Marc Marquez under all sorts of pressure from Joan Mir. Miguel Oliveira's gone down as well, but it's Bagnaia that's hit the front here in Mugello. Wide though, and Alex Marquez will get back under the inside of him, will they? They're side by side going through the first sector, but it's Alex Marquez, the debutant, that hits the front once again, closely followed by Pecco Bagnaia. Marc Marquez trying to go with these two at the front of the race, but so far it looks like Alex Marquez and Bagnaia have got the pace to try and escape here at Mugello. What a chaotic opening lap. Where is Quartararo now? He's all the way down in 10th place, is he? No, 7th is Quartararo. He's managed to recover. Maverick Viñales, meanwhile, down in 9th. The pair of them started from the front row, but what a disastrous first corner. The pair of them coming together. Quartararo took the front, and he took out Viñales alongside him. What drama. Here comes Quartararo, meanwhile, trying to get under the inside of... Is that Iker Lecuona? It is. He's managed to get past two riders there as Quartararo. He means business here. He's trying to make up some lost time, but back comes Iker Lecuona and Alex Rins as well, but Lecuona's gone down in front of them. They both managed to escape it. Meanwhile, at the front, there goes Bagnaia under the inside of Alex Marquez. What an opening that this has been in Mugello. Here comes Alex Marquez, fighting back straight away though. Who will have the power down the straight? Alex Marquez tucks in behind the Ducati as he goes past the start-finish line. One lap completed of this hashtag Stay at Home GP, and it's Alex Marquez that leads away, but Bagnaia is harder on the brakes into the opening corner. He's going to run wide though, because there goes Alex Marquez back under the inside, and that's the two Suzukis coming together. It looks like it's Joan Mir that's gone down, and Quartararo's crashed again, and then Aleix Espargaro just runs into the back of him. Absolute chaos here at Mugello. Quartararo's crashed out 3 times in the space of a lap now. Meanwhile, back at the front, it looks like it's just about settled down. Alex Marquez leading the way, but Bagnaia is all over his rear wheel. It looks as though he's just lost about 2 or 3 tenths of a second though, as Bagnaia maybe made a mistake somewhere. But it's Marquez, Alex Marquez, that's leading the way. Marc Marquez, meanwhile, has been in no trouble whatsoever as drama has been unfolding behind him. Chaos has been unfolding behind him. He's managed to stay out of it so far and looks as though he's settled into a comfortable 3rd place. Alex Rins is there in 4th. Maverick Viñales starting to recover in 5th now. Joan Mir in 6th, ahead of Iker Lecuona. Fabio Quartararo down in 8th place now, but still ahead of Aleix Espargaro and Miguel Oliveira, who seem to have had crashes themselves.
Yo. Mira, Joan, estoy cogiendo con una KTM.
You can see he's had his teammate Alex Rins going through the kitty litter in front of him. Got it all wrong as Alex Rins there, and it's just going to allow Joan Mir to close in onto the rear wheel of his teammate. Back at the front though, the two leaders are across. They've completed lap number 2. And there's just over half a second separating Alex Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia. fastest lap of the race, going the way of Alex Marquez, 1:45.1. We saw that Fabio Quartararo was able to go a second quicker than that in qualifying.
Marca aprende muy rápido,
Sí, sí, esto de que han enchufado hoy la Play no me lo creo.
You can hear them talking to each other there once again. Rins just saying that Mark is learning pretty quickly. He told us at the start of this live virtual race that he only got the game 2 days ago. Well, Alex has just said, goodness gracious me, Marc Marquez doesn't half learn quick on this game. I'm not sure if he believes him that he's only been playing it for a couple of days. Meanwhile, here's Fabio Quartararo. Can he somehow rescue a podium from this position? It looks unlikely now, after 3 crashes in a dramatic opening lap and a bit. All unfolding at that opening corner. Looks as though he was just trying a little bit too hard to get past the likes of Iker Lecuona and Alex Rins. The third of the crashes, the only one that wasn't his fault, was when he got absolutely T-boned by Aleix Espargaro. There's Maverick Viñales. Just a 1 crash for him so far. And as a result, he's just managed to recover quite nicely. Oh, Iker Lecuona's gone down again. So Viñales has got the claws in. He's trying to close in on Marc Marquez ahead of him. If qualifying's anything to go by, he's got the pace, but he's wide and he's down. Viñales makes a mistake. You can see the frustration from the Monster Energy Yamaha rider there. Slaps his controller out of pure fury. Oh, but Marc Marquez has gone down as well. Well, an opening for Maverick Viñales. He might have thought that that third place had gone from him, but there he goes, straight past Marc Marquez. The pair of them crash within half a second of each other, and now it's Viñales that takes control in the fight for the final podium place. Iker Lecuona, another crash for him. Goodness gracious me, Lecuona is crashing so often. And Rins has even just said it then. Rins almost laughing at him, saying that Lecuona can't stop crashing. And he's not wrong as well. Meanwhile, there's Marc Marquez wide. He was on the rear wheel of Maverick Viñales, trying to put him under some pressure, but looks as though Viñales is just starting to escape now in that fight for third place. Meanwhile, at the front, it's still Alex Marquez leading the way. Now 1.1 seconds clear of Pecco Bagnaia. Looks as though a dream debut victory at Mugello is just starting to slip away for Pecco Bagnaia. He's still trying though, is the Italian. Seeing if he can try and hold on to the pace of Alex Marquez at the front of this one. Here's Fabio Quartararo down in 6th place. He's got Alex Rins ahead of him. Can he make a move on the Spaniard? Oh, the pair come together once again. Front wheel against rear wheel, the pair of them lucky to stay on. Now here comes Quartararo once again. Couldn't get it job done first time around, but this time he manages to just squeeze past Alex Rins. But here comes Rins fighting back. Oh my days, that was close. Rins a proper lunge under the inside. And the pair just about managed to avoid making contact. That means that Quartararo's up into 5th place now, and I think that was Alex Rins taking the car park route. Oh, Lecuona again, another crash for the young Spaniard. Been a disastrous first MotoGP race of 2020 for Red Bull KTM Tech 2 rider. Aleix Espargaro there, just saying, well, where is Aleix? At least he's down in 9th. He's not as bad as Iker, he was just saying, Aleix saying that he's really bad, and he was even offering his young son Max, saying if he fancied to go instead of him, thinking he might be a little bit better than what Dad's doing at the moment. And Iker agreed with him, saying he's going to stay with Aleix just to have a bit of fun, because it looks like those down in 9th and 10th, unfortunately, well out of contention now. Well, here we go. This is going to be a real blockbuster clash. We've only got a lap and a half remaining in Mugello. Alex Marquez away with it at the front. Pecco Bagnaia in 2nd. Maverick Viñales in 3rd. But this is a fight that we want to see. To be able to sell out arenas around the world for this fight. Quartararo versus Marquez. It ignited in 2019, but that's a crash for Pecco Bagnaia. It looks like the victory is well out of contention now for Pecco Bagnaia. Meanwhile, Quartararo has made his move on Marc Marquez and he's up to 4th place now. Can the world champion respond to the French sensation? It looks like Quartararo has got the pace to pull away from him. Marquez hasn't been able to respond, which is so unlike Marc Marquez in real life. Normally, as soon as Quartararo made a move on him, bang, there was Marquez making a move right back under the inside. You can see that's Marc Marquez right there. and the gap is already starting to grow, and he's made a mistake there, running wide. It's going to allow Quartararo to escape even further. Oh, Joan Mir's had a crash. He was in contention for 6th place ahead of teammate Alex Rins, but out of the race, and back down to 7th now is Joan Mir. Meanwhile, there is your race leader, Alex Marquez, comfortably in front now after that crash for Pecco Bagnaia. 7 seconds ahead, onto the final lap. He's just got to keep his nerve. And the Spaniard, in his debut MotoGP race, may well take a debut MotoGP victory. Well, sort of, in virtual terms. I'm sure he'll still take it though, starting the season with 25 virtual points. Meanwhile, what battles have we got behind? Pecco Bagnaia does look comfortable despite that crash. Looks like it's going to be a debut MotoGP podium for the Italian as well. Not a bad way to start off the season, especially on home soil here in Mugello. Just a little bit wide on the grass as well. He's still pushing his Pecco. Here are the two Yamahas. Vinales just about clearing Quartararo. I'm sure Quartararo will be pushing to try and take 3rd place away from his teammate for next year. But it looks as though the number 12 Top Gun is just going to have enough in reserve to hold on to it at the moment. And you can see Alex Rins just getting some unwanted attention there from one of his dogs. Not what he needs on the final lap, but he's trying to hold on to 6th place. So there's Aleix just saying if he crashed twice, he'll be able to catch up to Lecuona. It looks like it's going to be a last place finish for Aleix Espargaro, unfortunately. A crash for Miguel Oliveira there as well on the final lap, but he should be able to hold on to 8th place with Oliveira. Meanwhile, into the final corner comes the Repsol Honda rider, Alex Marquez. He exits the final corner in his debut race. It's going to be a debut win for the Moto2 World Champion. He starts life in MotoGP with victory here at Mugello in the first ever #StayAtHomeGP. Here comes Pecco Bagnaia across the line to take 2nd, and it's 3rd for Maverick Vinales, despite a superb final lap from Fabio Quartararo on the last lap of the race. Quartararo puts in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:44.4, putting Vinales under all sorts of pressure. Even Maverick saying there that Fabio needs to be penalised because he made it crash at the first corner. Fabio holding his hands out, saying it wasn't me, it was the game's fault. What an incredible race that was. So much drama. The opening corner, the pole man Fabio Quartararo coming together with Maverick Vinales. It allowed Alex Marquez to escape. He eventually got the better of Pecco Bagnaia in a fierce battle for the lead, and it was a comfortable win in the end. So it's Alex Marquez that takes the victory ahead of Francesco Bagnaia and Maverick Vinales. Fabio Quartararo 4th, having got the better of Marc Marquez in a late dice at Mugello. 6th place. The battle of the Suzuki is going the way of Alex Rins, just a couple of seconds clear of Joan Mir. Miguel Oliveira and Iker Lecuona in 8th and 9th, and unfortunately the wooden spoon 10th place going the way of Aleix Espargaro. We said earlier in the race it might have been better if his youngest son Max had taken the controller away from him. Well, he certainly couldn't have done any worse. Better luck next time to Aleix Espargaro. The victory's gone the way of Alex Marquez. That was the very first #StayAtHomeGP. Get involved on social media, but let's go and hear what the riders made of it. Okay, so what a race. The first ever virtual MotoGP race. The #StayAtHomeGP has been won in his debut MotoGP race by Alex Marquez. We'll speak to him very shortly, but first off, there's only one place to start. We have to speak with the pole sitter Fabio Quartararo and Maverick Vinales as well. Fabio, you're going to be teammates with Maverick next year. You took him out at the first corner on the first lap as well. What happened?
I brake a little bit late and I lose the front. But I don't know if it's me that make him crash, but...
What's the bike?
Anyway, it's just the game.
So there's no grievance between both of you just yet. You're still going to be friends going into the factory Yamaha team next year.
For sure.
Apologies been accepted. And Mark as well, we need to talk to you. In 3rd place, it was looking like you were going to take a podium, and then you had a crash as well. What happened with you?
No me he enterado.
Mark?
Me?
Yeah, we're talking to you. You had a big crash, did you not? In third place, looking like you were going to be on the podium and threw it away.
Yeah, I knew that my only chance was no crash. And then I start well, and step by step I get my rhythm. And, like in the quad, I start fifth position, I finish in fifth position, so top 5 in Mugello circuit with a Honda. For me it's okay. For my riding style it's fine.
Come on.
Good start to the season, top 5. You can build from there. Let's speak to the man that finished third in the end then. Went the way of Maverick Vinales, who, despite the crash on the first lap, managed to pick his way through the field. Good start to the season for you, Maverick, to take a podium, I'm sure.
Yes, I need to get rhythm. Honestly, it's the first time I start well in my life. I start nearly first in the first corner, so very happy actually. But anyway, we crashed many times. Last lap we can see our Yamaha has the fastest lap with Fabio. Yeah, happy to be on the podium.
What was it like coming back through the fields, despite the crash on the first corner? Were there any dangerous moves on anybody? Any lunges under the inside of anyone?
Honestly, I didn't thought to crash, but yeah, I had a crash in the first corner. But then I was pushing, I crashed again, and for me it was difficult to see the podium. But we had a good rhythm, and finally we finished on it. As I said, very happy, and I like to say thank you to Trastevere that gave us the stop. And we can go a little bit more faster.
Maverick, you did a bit of setup, okay?
Yes.
So you got some help from Trastevere?
Exactly.
Well, that helps. He's not a bad man to get some help from.
As to Fabio also. I think he
Really? Okay, so bit of collusion coming together from the Yamaha guys. Helped them to third and fourth in the end. Second place, a debut MotoGP podium for Pecco. How does it feel to be standing on the podium in the MotoGP class for the very first time, Pecco?
In a different way, but in any case, was nice. I had a nice race. I think with Alex, but I make a stupid crash touching the curve in Arrabbiato 2. And I think that the curve of but in any case, we had fun, and I'm happy to be second.
Second place for Pecco, and the victor, a debut win in his debut race, Alex Marquez. I'm sure you, when you went to bed last night, you wouldn't have even dreamt of having a result like that. How does it feel to be a victor in the MotoGP class?
Well, so happy. I knew before the race that I was not the fastest one in one lap, especially, but constantly my target or my only target for the race. And yeah, we had a good fight with Pecco in the first lap until he crashed in the Arrabbiata 2, like he said. So yeah, happy, and also I want to thank you to Putut Maulana, Indonesian rider, eSport, that gives me the.
So you got a little bit of help from one of the Indonesian riders. How did that help you?
Well, he gave me the setup, and I didn't pass to Mark because he's my teammate, but he's my rival also. So Mark
So do the targets for the season change now that you've picked up a win in your first race? Is the championship in reach for you?
I'm looking forward to some next days, next 100 maybe. So I give that idea for Dorna. But I want to know a little bit before that is a race. I have only 2 days to prepare, so to have a week. Maybe we can choose already one track for rotation, and we'll see.
Well, it's 25 points to start the season for you. I'm sure you must be delighted. We'll get the trophy in the post for you, or you can pick it up at the opening round of the year as well. Congratulations.
We can get this point on the normal championship or not?
Well, let's have a word. If you send a letter in, maybe put a tweet out, see if you can get 20 points to start the year with Pecco.
I'm agree.
Well, it's great to have you all, guys. Thank you very much for taking part in the very first virtual MotoGP race. I'm sure you've all enjoyed it, despite some of you having a few crashes some of you taking victory as well. Remember, all of you can get in touch on social media, use the hashtag StayAtHomeGP, and fingers crossed we might have another one coming to you in the very near future as well. But thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you at the racetrack.
When is the next race?
When is the next race? Hopefully sooner rather than later, Alex. Fingers crossed.
Good.
Thank you very much for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.